The implication of not being independent, though, on our health services, notwithstanding that we already have policy autonomy, is potentially quite significant, and it relates to how we are funded in Scotland right now. I'm assuming when I say the Barnett formula, everybody here maybe doesn't know exactly how the Barnett formula works, but you will have heard of the Barnett formula. It's the formula that determines the size of the Scottish Government's budget. And how the Barnett formula works, in summary, is if public spending in England increases by £100 million, for argument's sake, then we automatically get 10% of that increase. So the Scottish budget would increase by £10 million. If public spending in England reduces by £100 million, we automatically get 10% of that cut, so our budget would reduce by £10 million. That's roughly how the Barnett formula operates. Now, the threat to our NHS comes from the privatisation of the health service in England, because what's happening to the health service in England is that what is happening over time is that more and more private money will be funding the health service in England. You know, there are whole swathes of the health service, including cancer care, end-of-life care, in parts of England that are already entirely in the hands of private companies. So as private money increasingly funds the health service in England, the amount of public funding, the amount of money the government is giving the health service, will reduce. And that's the objective of what they're trying to do. And the danger is, as public funding in the health service in England reduces, the Barnett formula kicks in to deliver an automatic reduction to Scotland's budget. And that, over time, will just make it harder for Scottish governments to invest as much as we want in the health service and other public services, and harder to protect the health services as we would want to do. So my argument is, rather than have those kind of effects enforced on us by this, you know, ridiculous way we are funded, where we pay our taxes, send them to London, and they decide through the Barnett formula how much we get back, why don't we keep our taxes here in Scotland, and then we can decide the priority we want to give to things like the health service and education and all the other things we hold dear. So if we don't want to see that risk to health service funding, I would argue that a yes vote and getting control over our resources is the best way to prevent that happening.